is for students in various industries. So it's not just accounting students or business students or marketing students. It is students in event planning, IT, retail, construction, engineering, service providers, the fine arts, you name it.
The Fort Hays State University Alumni Association helps connect Fort Hays State University Career Services with the community. From Career Services, Career Advisor Lisa Carlin joins us, as well as Fort Hays State University Alumni Association Engagement Strategist Carolyn Tatro, to talk about that on this episode of the Post Podcast.
At the Alumni Association, I really like to work with Career Services because it is kind of an opportunity that benefits everybody. It's pretty obvious that Career Services is an office that provides resources for students who are looking for jobs, internships, or to build on the skills that they need to be successful in the work field. But there's a lot of benefit to our alumni as well, to participate in things like career fairs, to come and utilize the resources even that Career Services offers. So students across the board, online, international students, there's all kinds of resources for them. But I've asked Lisa to come in and talk a little bit about how the resources that Career Services offers can also benefit our alumni.
Fantastic. Lisa, thanks for joining us.
You bet. Thanks for having me.
So let's talk about it. Yeah.
Sounds good. Well, thanks, Carolyn, for the intro and for talking about how Career Services can partner with alumni and members of the community. We do all the things that you might imagine as far as helping students with resumes and cover letters, practice interviews. We have career fairs, professional development workshops, all kinds of things for students. But we also want to make sure that our alumni know that they are always welcome to take advantage of our services, even well into their career. We'll do resume and cover letter reviews for them, provide job search assistance. There's a lot of resources on our website that they can look at. And then also, we know that a lot of our alumni are employers. And so we really like to work with employers in the community as far as helping them post their jobs and internships on our platform called Handshake. We have rooms available for on-campus interviews. When we have career fairs, we really hope that our local employers will participate. We do 7 industry-specific fairs throughout the year. We have a part-time job fair in August, which is a really great way to recruit students for part-time jobs. Some of our alumni and community members will help assist with our mock interviews, which we do twice a year for students. And then the other big thing that I am really involved with is the FHSU Dane G. Hansen internship program. And employers in our community and in Western Kansas are welcome to apply. That process takes place in late July, early August, and we select employers by about September. And then the employers are part of the process of selecting their interns, and so that takes place late in the fall, and we have both spring and summer internships. So a lot of great opportunities for alumni and employers.
Yeah, I think about all those labor shortages that we have in the area and we hear about frequently, and like what a great way to connect with a potential job pool, or applicant pool, I should say, that's right here in our own community.
Absolutely, and we certainly can help with that. And I mentioned Handshake, and I just wanted to say something else about that. Like I said, Handshake is an online platform that we use to connect students and employers. And so employers can actually create a profile, and then they can use Handshake to recruit students. So some students will make their profiles open, and the employer can actually reach out to them directly on Handshake. It's also where we have all jobs and internships posted, and so students can apply directly in Handshake. So it's a wonderful tool both for students and for employers.
And so I wouldn't say it's an intuitive program, because I've used it in previous roles, not here at Eagle, obviously. I'm not hiring people here for the radio station. But I've used it previously. And once you get in there and once it's set up, it's a little bit of a process to get, I think, as an employer, get set up. But then you're pretty much ready to go. It's real easy at that point, right?
It really is. They try to make it very user-friendly, both for the employers and for the students. But our staff is very knowledgeable. And so if anyone has a question about how to use Handshake, we can certainly guide them. But it's a very easy-to-use tool.
Excellent. I want to talk about, Carolyn, we've talked about this several times in this segment here, but the Fishley Will Center. which is kind of designed to help this whole mission. How is that shaping up, and how is that impacting you guys over there at Career Services?
Yeah, I know, like you said, we've talked about it. The Fishley Wills building is sort of a one-stop hub. And so Career Services has a beautiful space in there. I've been in there several times. And it's a very welcoming environment. So, when you're going in there to get help, that you're going to find somebody who's going to be able to help you. And it is a very, like I said, comfortable space. So whether it's those interview rooms, whether it's, we'll talk a little bit about Tailored for Tigers, I hope, but the Tailored for Tigers space where students can find the apparel that they need to be successful in these interviews, but also just the friendliness of the staff over there. Lisa said they're very knowledgeable in Handshake, but just in other areas in general, whether somebody is just kind of starting with the process of looking for a job, or if an alum is coming in and they're saying, we are looking to hire some really outstanding Tigers. Where can we go? How can we do that? Who can we talk to? Or if an alum is saying, I'm looking for a change and I just need a little bit of help because it's been a while since I've interviewed, and, maybe I am not used to interviewing via Zoom because of COVID, and I, have never done a online interview before, who can help me? And so I think the Fishley Wills Center provides a really great place for really anybody to come and do that. And I think that Lisa's staff over there does a really good job with that.
That's great to hear that you think it's a welcoming place, that we try to create that environment. One thing that we've noticed since moving to the Fishley Wills Center is that we have a lot more foot traffic than in our previous office. We were in an administrative building and students just did not come there. So we're really in the hub of activity connected to the union. As Carolyn mentioned about interviews, we do have several dedicated interview rooms, so students can reserve those rooms to do interviews for online interviews. Employers can reserve them for on-campus interviews. We have a really nice career lounge that has a lot of information and resources and space to host events. We're located right next to the academic advisors and other student support services, so again, very, very convenient for students. And then Tailored for Tigers, that's our professional clothing closet, and we provide attire for students free of charge. They can borrow it. They can also keep one outfit a year since we're so well stocked right now. I do want to give a shout out to our alumni and members of our community because it is only possible because of their generous donations. That's how we stock Tailored for Tigers. And so in case anybody's wondering how to drop off donations, we accept them at Career Services in the Center for Student Success, or Master Cleaners will accept donations as well. And what we're looking for is items that are clean, gently used, preferably current styles. And right now, we have a special need for women's small sizes, as well as trim or athletic fit men's pieces. So anything from suits to jackets, pants, dresses, skirts, ties. We even take accessories, belts, handbags, shoes. So anything that someone would like to donate, we will gladly accept.
What a cool program. And it's a small piece of the job application process, but probably one that is so important.
Absolutely. Right.
I love that. Well, let's talk some more specific examples as well about, for if someone maybe wants to sign up for one of the career fairs, or is there a process other than just going in? Do you guys have an online section for that? Kind of how does that work?
That's a good question. So as I mentioned, we have 7 industry-specific career fairs and 1 part-time job fair. We post all of those in Handshake, so another reason to create a Handshake profile for employers. And so it's very easy to sign up. You just go into Handshake, sign up. Our cost is very, very low to participate. I think it's like $20 to participate in a fair, which is pretty reasonable. And we'll have a cap, but usually we have plenty of room for almost anyone that wants to participate. So a really wonderful opportunity to connect with students through career fairs.
We like working with Career Services for the career fairs as well, because if you're ever attending a career fair and see somebody driving around the parking lot looking for people to help to the door, that's usually me. The alumni office really likes to just help make sure that, especially on a cold day or a hot day or a windy day, or if you're showing up late to the career fair, that you get there, or if you brought a lot of stuff to show off, that's usually me out there. And so we kind of kind of like introducing ourselves and meeting people in the short ride over to the union. And they really appreciate it too, I think.
We love having Carolyn be the driver.
Nice.
Pretty fun.
Love that. There was one other thing that got mentioned, and I want to hear some more details about this. And I think we've talked about it in the past, but the Dane G. Hansen internship program. If you're an employer out there, what do you need to know about this deal?
It is a really wonderful opportunity. We have about 25 internships available each year, and they are for Fort Hays State students only, but employers can be located either in the Hays area or really anywhere in the 26 counties that are served by the Hansen Foundation, so northwest Kansas. The application usually opens in about late July, early August. And as I mentioned before, we have spring and summer internships available, so the employers apply in the early fall, are selected, and then they're part of that process of selecting their interns for either spring or summer. One thing that I'll point out is that it is for students in various industries. So it's not just accounting students or business students or marketing students. It is students in event planning, IT, retail, construction, engineering, service providers, the fine arts, you name it. We try to make a varied list of opportunities available, both to involve more students and to involve more employers.
Very cool. So if you're listening to this, you need help, call Lisa. She'll help you.
That's right. We're happy to.
Well, guys, any other last thoughts before we go?
Please, I just want to say, please utilize the Career Services website, because not only is their staff very knowledgeable, but there is a lot of information, lots of links, lots of tips and resources on their website. So it's fhsu.edu/career is where you can find all of that. Again, lots of links for everything from updating your resume to setting up your Handshake account, things like that. So just a very good place to get more information.